I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. And I was on caffeine yesterday, but y'all gotta go to caffeine for yesterday's show. Yesterday's show was dope. Hold on, let me put my microphone in my phone. Got a little microphone right here that can filter out some of that background noise. Come on in here, y'all. What's up, Katt Went? Where's my microphone? Here we go. Here we go. Where's my? Here we go. Here we go. What's up, Darrell James? Y'all see my microphone? Well, y'all can't hardly see nothing because it's dark as shit. But yeah, let me know if it gets a little better. If you can hear me a little clearer. Y'all better. Should ask mic cost $200. Oh yeah, I know you can't see anything, and you ain't gonna be able to see nothing, cause I ain't turning my lights on. Oh, that the sound way better? Cool, cool. Better be. Little bullshit ass mic cost $200. Shit. But I couldn't find it for a long time. For a long time, I was out here on my porch talking to y'all through the iPhone, little mic, and I could not find this motherfucker. Then I went and looked. It was in one of my old weed boxes. My outside weed box. I don't remember how I used to talk to y'all from my garage. I don't be in my garage no more because shit, my cell phone coverage over there. But that's where my mic was. What's up, Dr. Sinister? I swear to God, Dr. Sinister, if Sarah ever meets you, she gonna shoot your ass. Yeah. What's up, Don Philly? What's up, Peter? We're gonna talk. What's up, Spud? What's up, J Lava? Yeah, are we living in a new world? You know, because there's a lot going on. I just did another podcast earlier, and I had said something that was triggered a thought. And that thought is the reason why we're going live today. Are we living in a new world? What's up, Quan? Mark Vice Smith, what up, man? You see, I'm getting my old nigga on, talking with a joint in my mouth. You know the old niggas, if you talking with a cigarette in their mouth? I do that shit with a blunt in my mouth, though. You know, you dig what I'm saying? What's up, Smoke Spitter? So, yeah, we're going to talk about it. Are we living in a new world? And we're going to approach this topic from a few different points of view, okay? So like how I get down, strap in, and before I get started, I have to say thank you to Jayla, the self-esteem queen. She sent me some new candles. Oh my God, these are the bombest. Like, she has the classiest candles you'd ever want. She sent me some meditation candles. Y'all got to fuck with Jayla's meditation candles. I be burning those candles when I do readings. When I do readings, I be burning them candles, man. There we go. Lightthemood.com. Quan just put the link up in the bio. Lightthemood.com. Weed Smoke 22 will get you 40% off. These some high class ass candles, boy. Shit. I was burning Jayla's candles when I was playing Barry White the other night. For y'all, if you don't follow my Mixcloud, you know Incense and Ashtrays is on Mixcloud. It's also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and also this show. The show that I do right here, Hotepish, is on Apple Podcasts and Spotify also. So if y'all want to go back and listen, you can listen to Hotepish. Most of my episodes on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and on a different channel, Incense and Ashtrays. We celebrated Barry White this past Sunday night. I gave you some background and history on Barry White's music. We jammed out and played. So yeah, go back and listen to that on Mixcloud or on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. Hell yeah, Barry to go. What's up, Ben Frank? But yeah, late night crew ready. Thank y'all again for listening. I gotta let y'all know again how much I appreciate y'all. I told y'all this time 3 years ago, I said if I could just get 10 people to listen to me live, I'll be good. If I could just get 10 people to listen to me live, that's what I was saying this time 3 years ago. So I appreciate y'all. All you niggas. Even you musty people. There's somebody out there listening to me right now that's musty. You worked all day and you did not take a shower. And your tank tops are yellow around the armpits. But you listening to me still. There's somebody listening to me that didn't brush their teeth this morning. It's midnight on the East Coast, and you still ain't brushed your teeth since Tuesday morning when you went to work. You brushed your teeth Tuesday morning before work, and that was the last time some bristles hit your teeth. But you still here listening to me. I appreciate you. There's somebody in here that didn't wash their ass properly. You didn't even wash your legs when you took a shower. But you listening to me. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. There's somebody listening to me that didn't wash their face today. You still got sleep in the corner of your eye from 7 this morning. But you here. Thank you, and welcome to you too. Welcome to you. I'm gonna get a few more people in here before I start. So before I get into the audio on topic, but oh shit, that was a good hit. Whoa, whoa, that was good. Shit, man, that was a good hit. It's like my ninth blunt this today, man. I got a new show. It's not my show. I got a personal trainer, y'all, and we are going to chart my weight loss journey on her YouTube channel. I'm not sure which one. She has a couple channels. I'm not sure which one she's going to use yet. So for that reason, I'm not giving you the name until I'm 100% sure of which channel she's going to use. But she is a celebrity trainer, Latrell. She's great at what she does. She has videos of this woman's trained Terry Crews. She's trained Michael Strahan and countless actors and entertainers and athletes here in Los Angeles, California. I don't know how much I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna get down to until I feel like I'm done. But she got me walking Runyon Canyon 3 days a week. And if you're from LA and you ever been to Runyon Canyon, you know Runyon ain't no joke. It's in Hollywood. You start at the bottom of the hill, and by the time you get to the top of the hill, you looking down, you above the Hollywood sign. That's how that hill is. You at the base of the hill when you start. But when you finish, when you look over the Hollywood sign, you're looking down at that motherfucker. That's Runyon Canyon, and this morning was my third workout, and oh my God. Hey, nah, Larry, I'm not sore. And Larry, if you was gonna fight me, you should have fought me 2 weeks ago. Now that I'm getting lean and mean, I'm gonna knock your bitch ass out, boy. But yeah, I go up and down. I go up and down Runyon Canyon. I've had my first day was this past Friday. It was last Friday. And I needed 7 breaks because Runyon Canyon is 1.5 miles up, 1.5 miles down. But it's straight up, nigga. It ain't no breaks. There is no part where it flattens out. It's just up and less up. I needed 7 breaks on Friday. And then when I went Monday, I needed 3 breaks. And this morning, I needed no breaks. I walked the whole canyon straight, no breaks. So when I first started on Friday, I thought it would take me like 3 weeks to get to the point to where I didn't need a break to get to the top of the hill and down. I got to that point in 3 motherfucking days. And it reminded me, and this is a lesson I'm gonna say before y'all get into it. I had a real moment when I was walking up that hill when I was coming back down without taking a break. Really, in life, y'all, let me tell you something. You can forget who the fuck you are. All right? This applies to all of us because we all struggle in different areas and we all have areas that we forgot how great we are in. When you get, sometimes in life beats you up in a certain area of your life and it makes you forget who you are. You know what I mean? Like Larry would tell you, I used to whoop that nigga's ass in basketball, and it's fresh off my knee surgery. I've always been big my whole life, but I've always also been very athletic. I don't sit on my ass. But after that second knee surgery I had, nigga, I've been so goddamn lazy. I hit my bike, I hit my punching bag every now and again, but overall, nigga, I be sitting on my ass. Like, man, fuck all that shit. My second knee surgery took me out. Like, because every time I tried to get back in shape, after that second knee surgery, I re-injured myself. It'd be like, cool, I got my knee fixed, and then I fucked my back up real bad. Then my back was good, then I fucked up my ankle doing some dumb shit. Then my ankle was good, and then I had some shit. Then I started to get in shape last year. Larry tell you, remember when you was out here 2 years ago? I had that shit on my neck. When you was out here, I had some shit that was inside that was fucking me up. Sometimes, if for those of you who've been watching Craig Facts for a long time, if you go back to our first year of Craig Facts, there have been times you'll see me sitting there and I have like a little look on my face. I will be at Craig Facts in pain because I had some shit with my neck going on. I'll be sitting there cracking, like the whole first year of Craig Facts, my neck was fucked up real bad. And then last year, I finally had surgery on it. But it was like, it would only affect me every time I would get back to working out. And I would always try to work out, but the minute I get to working out and sweating, I had some shit with my neck that was fucking me up. If I wasn't working out, I was fine. But the minute I would start working out, it would fuck me up. And so last year, I had surgery on it. And since the surgery, man, I ain't been doing shit. So I put it out to the universe a few weeks ago. I want a trainer because every time I try to get back and get in shape, I get injured. Like I need a trainer. Something fucking happens every time. Nigga, a week later, this thing happened, that thing happened. I ain't gonna go into the details. And I got a fucking trainer. So I was like, look at God. So since God got me a trainer, I'm approaching this shit 100,000%. Nigga, it took me 3 workouts to walk Runyon Canyon with 0 breaks. What other 340-pound nigga can say that? Yes, and that's how much I weighed when I had it. Because here's another reason why I'm going through with it. I had a physical, I had my yearly physical, and I got my blood test and everything back. and everything is normal. My sugar levels, I have absolutely like my blood tests, everything in my physical came back perfect. Like I'm like, all right, cool. I'm 41. I've been above 300 pounds since I was 17. 17 was the last time I was below 300 pounds. 17, 16. And I've been hovering around 340 for a minute. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to play with fire. I've been hovering around 340. Everything is good. My report was good from the doctor. I'm like, I want to keep this shit. I ain't trying to come back to the doctor next year and they be like, you pre-diabetic. So the combination of my physical checking out perfectly and then me asking the universe for a trainer and getting one, that means, you know what? It's time to get to work. You know? You said your biggest was 270, Ben Frank? Nigga, Ben Frank, I was 270 in the 11th grade, dog. I was 270 in 11th. But at 270, I could jump up and grab the rim. Both hands. Hell, I was still dunking at 325. At 325, I could dunk a basketball. Well, not now. I wouldn't even try that shit now. In my 20s, at 325, I was dunking. I was 265, nigga. That's my dream weight, nigga. I had gotten, it was to a point, because before my knee surgery, this is what happened why I needed knee surgery. I was playing basketball 4 to 5 days a week on 340 pounds of frame, 350. I would be between 340 and 360. Back in like 2006, 2007, I would stay between 340 and 360. But I would still play basketball 4 to 5 days a week. Problem. Your knees can't take playing basketball 4 to 5 days a week at 340, 360 pounds. Therein lies the problem. And so I tore my knee in 2005. I kept playing on it through 2007. Like, it would be hurt, but I love playing basketball so much. Like, I would literally limp onto the court and then play. But you know how it is when you love something? I will hoop and not feel it. But then the minute I'm done hooping, I'll be limping. My girlfriend, who's my wife now, but she was my girlfriend at the time, she be rubbing my legs and shit. Like, you an old ass man, clowning me. And then one day I busted a blood vessel in my knee and my whole knee just turned pink red, like purple red, from like the ligament tearing in my knee. And that's when I had to stop playing basketball. And so after that, nigga, it's a picture me and Larry took. Larry, remember that picture me and you took at home when we was back to back around that sorry nigga's wedding? Me and Larry was in some punk ass nigga's wedding as best men. Well, it's a picture me and Larry took together. I was like just over 400 pounds in that picture. I was just over 400 pounds in that picture. And when I saw that, I was like, nah, I gotta lose weight. So I had got down after that. I got down to like 340. And since then, that's kind of where I stay between, I say between 330 and 355. Yeah. But I still be moving. Like, I'm not a lazy nigga. Like, I was lazy as far as getting workouts in. But shit, I would dare any nigga keep up with me and my schedule. I mean, when I'm talking about when I was at 360, 375, I dare somebody to keep up with my schedule. I'm out. I just wasn't working out. And I was eating late as fuck. Eat and go to sleep. 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 Drink a lot of soda. Eat and go to sleep. Drink a lot of soda. Eat and go to sleep. That's the pattern. I don't eat a whole bunch of different shit. I don't eat rice, beans, none of that shit. I don't eat potatoes, none of that. Just pizza, burgers, and nigga soda, and going right to sleep, and no working out. And come on, I said don't. I cut beef out 2 months ago. I went on a mushroom trip, and my mushroom trip told me don't eat beef anymore. Like 2 months ago. Larry tell you, I called that nigga the next morning, let him know. It was like, no, 6. I went on a mushroom trip and said no more beef, and I haven't had beef since. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go further than that. I need a trainer. Like, my trainer got me on a motherfucking cleanse right now. Yeah, I am different. I'm very different. I'm extremely different. But look, the trainer I got, she the person that got Michael Strahan from football shape to TV shape, and y'all gonna meet her when we y'all gonna subscribe to her channel when we get started. Well, we've already gotten started, but it's not gonna get released. We're not gonna start uploading episodes till like January. We're gonna be like in January, so you're gonna get to meet her. But that's how cold she is. She got a nigga that played professional football from football shape to TV shape. So. Yeah, so I have sea moss all the time. Shit, I was on sea moss when I was 370 pounds, homie. I like making them green. I make smoothies, and I always put sea moss in my smoothies. That's one thing I do. Like when it comes to eating right, the few things I do eat right, make myself some green drinks. I take sea moss shots. I get the powdered sea moss. But anyway, we 22 minutes in. We about to get it started, so y'all can timestamp. You know, for somebody in here, if you don't mind timestamping in the comment section when the video's over. Dwan gets to talking about the New World Order at the 23-minute mark. Timestamp at that for the people who gonna be watching this shit later. 23-minute mark is when we gonna get started about the topic. Salute to everybody up in here. So, as I hit the hemp wraps, are we living in a new world order? That's the question. Are we living in the new world? And I'm going to approach that from a few different angles, okay? Angle number one. This is what I was talking about on a podcast that I was on earlier. And excuse me, I forgot the name of the podcast. I felt like an asshole because they was cool as fuck. When I go back, I'll put the name of that podcast in the description. God damn it, they was cool as hell. I should remember the name of the podcast, but I'm high. Anyway, we're living in a time where things are different. Look at what's going on with the whole Kyrie, Kanye, now Dave Chappelle situation when it comes to the relationship between black people and those people. And you know what I'm talking about when I say that. And I must say, this isn't anti-anything. This is no disclaimer. This is and not just a disclaimer, genuinely, with no hurt or anger in my heart towards anybody. I don't dislike any group. I don't give a shit. I ain't got time for all that. I like myself and my people too much to dislike anybody else. But I love black people and I love myself. So I speak in our best interest because I want us to win. And that don't mean anybody else lose. So this message is for us, by us, all right? This is all about getting our game tight and seeing who on the other team. If you notice, since it started with Kanye, we got to take very close analysis of what's been going on these last few weeks. We're seeing some new shit that hasn't happened before. We're in new times. And a lot of what we're going through and a lot of what we're going to be seeing in the near future and moving forward are new things, okay? Because we're in a different paradigm. Kanye was the first example. He threw the punch at them people when he said that, what he said on Twitter. I'm going at the chews, the people who chew gum, is what we're going to call them. The chews. Double mint, spearmint gum, you know what I mean? That fat edge of a steak to chew on, what you chew on. Well, Kanye went at the chews, and so they went back. And everyone understood why they went back. They said he was anti-chew. He didn't like chewing gum. And people said, well, other than him saying he's going DEFCON 3, which really is not saying anything. He didn't really say nothing, anti-anything, but I still get why you're attacking him. Okay, cool. That was the overall sentiment with Kanye. I'm not saying what I feel. I'm just talking about the overall sentiment. You know how I feel. I've talked about it a lot of times. I feel that everybody's right about Kanye. He's very complex and he works on multiple levels. So whatever level you're seeing Kanye on, you're probably right. And I'm not going to argue with your point of view. I have mine. But then we get to Kyrie. Kyrie just retweets a link. And Kyrie got the same heat that Kanye got for calling out those who chew gum. And that made black people be like, hey, wait a minute. Kanye, we kind of had internal fights. It was a lot of fighting amongst ourselves with Kanye. You had the camp that believed he was right, the camp that believed he wasn't right, and the camp that didn't care with Kanye. But with Kyrie, everyone could agree. This is some bullshit. We all agreed on that. This is some bullshit. And what happened? We fought back. Well, I tell you that we didn't fight back. We just stood up. Black people take a bow but after you take a bow, get your ass up and keep working. But this is the strongest we've stood up in my lifetime. And when I study history, we didn't really stand up. There was no, back then in the 60s and the 50s, we were working side by side with those who chew gum because they had their own agenda of rights they weren't getting. So they weren't as oppositional to us as they are right now. So on one hand, there was a reason to stand up to those who chew gum back then, but it wasn't overt as it is now. So now we see with Kyrie Irving, this isn't about you calling us an anti-Jew Semitic. It's not about that. This is about power and domination. And black people are standing up. Why am I talking about this? Because this past weekend, Dave Chappelle did his monologue. And Dave Chappelle did what he always does. He took shots at everybody. But when he took shots at them, they came back roaring. And it's to the point to where people are not taking the ADL serious as serious as they were 6 weeks ago. Literally before 6 weeks ago, if the ADL came out and condemned someone, we as a people in the world would just allow it to happen. Like, shit, you fucked up. This is the first time we stood up to them and said no. We stood up to the NBA and said no. You got Adam Silver coming out, the commissioner, saying, oh, he's not anti-Semitic. You got people pushing back at the ADL. There was once a point in time in history, literally this previous summer and all of history before that, to where if the ADL was on somebody's ass, when you read the comments, 9 out of 10 tweets supported what the ADL was saying. 19 out of 20 tweets. When I went and looked at what they said about Dave Chappelle, and I saw the comments, it was 20 tweets going at their asses versus every one tweet that supported them. And what's happening real fast. It's happening right in front of our face. We don't even see it. You're seeing, and I'm not one to wait for other groups, but you're seeing other groups jump right on. They're falling right in line behind us. When they went at Kyrie, we said no. We're not going to accept that shit. And when you look at the comments under the Chappelle one now, under the ADL, I mean, you got Mexicans, white folks, Indonesians, Hindus. You got all kinds of groups of people saying, this is absurd. Things are changing. This is a new world. This is new. I'm telling y'all, the only reason why, and y'all who listen to me, y'all know I have a very good grasp of history. But there's only one reason to study history. That's so you know where you've been, well, 2. So you know where you've been, well, 3. You know where you are, and you know where you're going. And it's like what Dr. John Henry Clark said. History is like a slingshot. The further you go back understanding history, the further you can see out far how far we can go. So we're at a point now to where we're doing things differently. We're doing something that we haven't done before. And the reason why it's so cool is because what we're doing right now, this is in alignment with the laws of nature. The first rule of nature is self-preservation. You got to stand up for yourself. When your car, if you ever unfortunately been in a car that's gotten stopped on the side of the road, if you just sit your ass in a car, people are going to keep driving by. But when you get out and push that motherfucker, somebody coming to help. Thank God my car has never been in that situation, but I have been the person that's gotten out my car to help someone else push theirs. But I never would have gotten out my car to help them push theirs had they been sitting on their rump the whole time crying about their car being broken down. No, it took them to get out their head, get out their ass, and get up and do something about it. And when you get up and do something about your situation, that's where you meet people that help you push it along further. See, what we've been doing in black people is just sitting back waiting for allies to come and save us, come and help us, while we out helping everybody else. And that's never happened. No, you help yourself first. When you get on an airplane, they tell you to put your motherfucking mask on first. Before you even put it on your child's face, you put your mask on first. You got to make sure you good. So the difference in what's going on right now is black people are doing something different, but this time the different is in alignment with the basic laws of nature. You defend yourself. You take care of yourself first. So that's why I'm so encouraged about this, because the way I live my life and my life philosophy, how I view life, I view all of life within the context of the 7 laws of nature. The law of reciprocity. You give what you put out. The law of cause and effect. The law of correspondence, as above, so below. When you understand those laws, just the seven laws of nature. When you understand the 42 laws of Ma'at, it's the whole reason why the system of math is based off the laws of Ma'at. Everything needs balance. See, I'm not one of the niggas that read the old history text and be like, I know history, I'm smarter than you. That's them dumb dickheads that do that. That's some insecure ass niggas that just be reading. You ever be, just quick sidebar, you ever like be talking about some information on history, y'all talking some shit, and then here comes some dickhead that just want to start telling you everything that they want to know, and you be like, what the fuck does that got to do with our conversation? Nigga, we over here having a discussion about a Malcolm X speech, and then here comes some asshole, well, you know, back in the days of the Sumerian Empire, the Sumerians said, nigga, we ain't talking about the Sumerians, you idiot. We talking about Malcolm X. If you don't sit your wannabe smart monkey ass down, I'll slap your ass. Like, you see that shit all the time. Information becomes verbal masturbation to a lot of people. Let me say that again. Information becomes verbal masturbation to a lot of people. We ain't here to verbally masturbate. We're here to learn lessons and use that shit and use the history to inform our decisions for today, not to brag about how fucking smart we are. I lost my goddamn train of thought because I got mad. I got mad because I was having one of those conversations at the Improv this past Monday night. Me and somebody was talking about my black music shirt, and then here comes somebody else telling me everything that they don't know. I'm like, man, I ain't here to have no battle of wits, bruh. I ain't here for none of that. I'm here to learn, use what I learned on how to apply this shit. Quan, you sitting in here? I lost my goddamn train of thought because I got mad. Oh yeah, I was at Ma'at, the 42 laws of Ma'at. Yeah, the reason why we learn, here's the reason why we learn that stuff. We learn to apply it. You learn that shit to apply it. And you know, when it comes to what we're going through right now, you want to make sure that we live these values out. We don't just verbally masturbate through them. Like, you know that things like critical mass theory, you apply that. You know, all it takes is a critical mass. You know, a leader, a second leader, and then the rest follows. We're getting to that point right now. And we're seeing as a people that what we're doing is in alignment with the laws of nature. We're taking care of ourselves first. You know, law of correspondence is being applied now. There's been a shift in consciousness since 2012. And the shift started, we started learning about ourselves more. The Hidden Colors films dropped, you know what I mean? Out of Darkness, that DVD from that Amadeus Christ, that brother. Elementary Genocide, Raheem Shabazz. We saw in the YouTube, you know, like a lot of us who live on the West Coast, we started seeing them old Sonetter videos with them niggas arguing on 125th Street in them weird ass Hebrew Israelite gowns. You know what I mean? But we watched that shit and we learned a little bit something new. Black Magic 363, you know, a lot of us, you know, we found out about Dr. Sabi. Dick Gregory, you know, he got a second win on YouTube. You know, Judge Joe Brown. You know, us people who are younger, I was in my early 30s at the time, and I'm getting to connect to elders, Farrakhan. These are all people that the TV X'd out. They didn't put Dick Gregory on TV. They didn't put Farrakhan on TV. They didn't put Steve Coakley, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Brother Kaba Kamene, James Smalls, Tony Browner. They didn't put these people on TV for us. So those of us who was on YouTube, I was out in 2011, 12, 13, 14, we discovered all of these old ass YouTube videos of Dr. Welsing debating William Shockley. We find Neely Fuller. They didn't tell us who the fuck Neely Fuller was on the news. We found Neely Fuller on YouTube. And quick disclaimer, if you one of these niggas that's like, I've been doing this since the 90s, who gives a fuck? You weren't effective, okay? It's always that one motherfucker that want to come around talking about they've been knowing this shit since they was 5. Well, you didn't do nothing with it that affected the masses. You was just using that information as verbal masturbation. So don't be that motherfucker in the chat room. And I don't know if you in there, because I ain't looking at the chat room. I ain't looked at the chat room in 10 minutes. Well, since I lost my train of thought. But if you see that motherfucker come right here or on the comments after the video's over, I've been knowing about my aunt and Dr. Ben since 1996. Cool. You didn't tell us, so shut the fuck up. The rest of us found these people on YouTube. Like, I remember Dr. Welsing was on Donahue when I was a kid. My grandma would watch. But in 92, 93, I was 10, 12, 13. I wasn't about to buy no fucking ISIS papers. I was only watching Donahue because it was raining outside and I couldn't go outside and play with my friends. That was the only reason I would even be watching Donahue back then. So like, I vaguely remember her from Donahue, but I'm only watching that shit because it's raining outside. Nigga, I wasn't about to buy no books when I was 9. Oh no, I wasn't buy no goddamn ISIS papers when I was 10. Shit, let's tell the truth. So I've forgotten about Dr. Welsing. I remember Dr. Claude Anderson came to my church. He really set me on fire in 1994 or 5. I was 10 or 11. I love Dr. Claude Anderson. He really set my mind up to be conscious when he came to my church. But I was 14, 15, 16. I wasn't about to just sit back and read Black Labor White Wealth end to end at that age. Like, he set off something in my mind. But shit, after we left his seminar, I'm on the basketball court, nigga, let's go. Game 11, I'm playing point guard, let's go. I'm a teenager. I forgot about Dr. Claude Anderson. By the time I got to my 20s and 30s, I had long forgotten about Dr. Claude Anderson, even though he did have such an impact on me as a teenager. I've forgotten about him in my 20s. I was too busy listening to that lame-ass hip-hop telling me to spend all my money. So I'm over here buying $70,000 Audis when I should have been putting money away into other shit. I'm over here buying $70,000 cars and shit, listening to this bullshit-ass hip-hop telling me to spend all my money because that's what Jay-Z told me it would take to be cool, and I knew better, but I've forgotten all that shit. So around 2011, 2012, I'm in my early 30s, nigga, YouTube. And YouTube it introduced me to Dr. Ben, Dr. John Henry Clark, Wade Nobles. Y'all know the names. Layla Africa. Y'all know the names. I wasn't into this shit in the 2000s. Nigga, I was in the clubs nigga, 2007? Shit. 2000, I'm in Garden Eden on Sunday night. I'm at Mood on Monday night. I'm no Basque on Monday night. If you listen to this song, These Hollywood Nights by Snoop on the Ego Tripping album, These Hollywood Nights, Basque, Cabana Room, that whole floor of clubs he dropped, that's where I was. Cabana Room on Friday, Basque on Monday, Colony on Tuesday, Ledoux on Wednesday, Element on Thursday, Ivar slash, man, shit. I wasn't into this shit, man. I had a black consciousness, but again, I was listening to that bullshit telling me to spend my money and go on vacations and not save a dime. You know? So the consciousness was at a way different place back then. But when Trayvon Martin got shot, that kind of just, when Trayvon Martin got killed, that did something to the collective consciousness. The collective consciousness sort of came online with Trayvon Martin. And some people got right on it, other people lollygagged, but it was just something about having Trayvon Martin and having a black president in office at the same time. That's what made it so egregious. Trayvon Martin with a black president in line, something that we always wanted. You young niggas may not have the years under your belt to understand, but that was like a running theme in the 80s and the 90s, in the 2000s. Could there ever be a black president? And Living Color tackled that issue. The Chappelle Show tackled that issue. Every form of TV that we had, media, tackled that issue. Will we ever have a black president? So we finally have a black president. We're coming out of the 2008 market crash. The 2008 market crash was devastating to the economy. Black people felt it the most because we lost our houses by at a way higher rate than everyone else. So on one hand, we literally just got economically razzle-dazzled and fucked over. Trayvon Martin gets killed, we got a black president in office. And then Eric Gardner, Sandra Bland, y'all know the names. The Rakia boy, y'all know the names. The names just kept piling up. And we seeing now gay people can get married, but black names are piling up. Oh shit. The DREAM Act is passed. Illegals can dream of coming to the United States, but black people getting killed. Black people, we started getting pressured. So what that did to us, this is how we responded. And this is what we got to be proud of ourselves for. A lot of us responded with knowledge of self. We got into Hidden Colors. We got into YouTube videos. Don't ever let no one marginalize YouTube. YouTube is how I found Dr. James Smalls. That man has taught me so much. I was so honored to meet that man 2 weeks ago at the rally. He's taught me so much. YouTube is how I found out about Dr. Clyde Winters and Dr. James Imhotep and bought their books. That's how I found out about Runoko Rashidi and bought his books through YouTube. YouTube scholars pointed me in the direction of Dr. John Henry Clark's books and Dr. Ben's books and Dr. Amos Wilson's books and Sheikh Anta Diop. Man, I went on a reading frenzy, boy. I started smoking my weed and dusted off my speed reading skills. And a lot of us did. It wasn't just me, it was most of us. We responded with knowledge of self. What does the law of correspondence say? As above, so below, as within, so without. So when you counter bullshit with knowledge of self and self-empowerment and when you respond by, okay, I'm not going to attack you, because black people, we could have responded, and a lot of black people did, the Roland Martin types. You have those types that responded with, hey, me, feel sorry for me. Love me. Oh, just Have some compassion for me. And for the people that follow the Black Lives Matter thing, they followed it for a little bit, but even they caught on. A lot of us responded and said, fuck y'all, I'ma do right by me. That's what the majority of us did. And I won't say the majority, because initially no, but every year, like, I have one of my homeboys who was a major ass nigga. My boy was a coon. My boy Reggie, Larry, you said, Reggie. My boy Reggie used to be a white girl, man. We used to party at UCLA, man. This nigga was black as fuck. This nigga was so black, when he sweat, the nigga looked like a pair of 1996 Jordans. You know that patent leather? That's how black this nigga is. This nigga was the back of eyelids black, but love them white girls. This nigga, my boy Reggie, used to, when we was in college, his girlfriend was in a sorority at UCLA. He lived in the sorority house for 2 semesters and would fuck his white girl's white sorority sisters. Black ass nigga living in a sorority house for 2 semesters at UCLA. This nigga was a coon. This nigga was a coon. But Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner, Alton Sterling, and the list goes on. He couldn't ignore it no more. And from Trayvon Martin through now, every year you've seen more and more black people coming online. And as we've come online, everyone's been doing the same thing, going right into knowledge of self. Fast forward to Kyrie Irving 2 weeks ago. Retweets a movie. And I'm going to watch that movie. I just got it. And it's Hebrews to Negroes. It's completely about knowledge of self. Now the knowledge of self game has gotten to Uncle Drew. Remember, Kyrie Irving is a god to a generation of young black men, not just young black men, young people under the age of 25, under the age of 20. Because when they were 12, Uncle Drew came out. When they were 6, look, because remember, black people, we spurt off for the world. That's what we gotta always remember. When we spark, the world sparks. So when these people that chew gum sees Kyrie Irving doing this, you gotta know, this is Uncle Drew to Gen Z. This is Uncle Drew speaking. All right? Some of y'all out there don't watch basketball, or if you do watch basketball, especially if you're one of these brown sexual niggas, you probably don't even like Kyrie. Or if you older and you like that, you part of that Jordan generation, you think he cool, but you don't really understand. This nigga is Uncle Drew. Uncle Drew is way better than Space Jam, both of them. Way better movie than both Space Jams. It's Uncle Drew. So the way they're responding at Kanye, Chappelle, and Uncle Drew, it's not about just these incidents in the vacuum. They see the trend. These people study trends. Me and you may not study trends, but they do. Well, I study trends. They study trends. They see this trend. So this is a very desperate attempt to stop it. And you can see it's desperate. And now, for the first time, Black people, because we spent so much time understanding knowledge of self, look at how we're responding. You see the difference between, see, the early 90s, for you guys that are too young, the early 90s when Malcolm X dropped, you had X-Clan, Arrested Development, KRS-One. All those cats were talking about Africa. And no disrespect to Africa. But you see why that movement, by the time 1994 came over, it was all but over. That era got ended out in 1994. Ice Cube dropped Cave Bitch. And then in 1995, nigga, if you wasn't a gangster, you didn't have a record deal. That died out. That run started from A Different World, 1989, and it ended at about 94. A Different World got people in school days, and A Different World got the niggas that wanted to go to college in line. And then raw, authentic hip-hop, pre-1993 hip-hop, got the streets on code. But that was leading us towards Africa. This here, the reason why this has been going on now for a consistent 10 years, this has been about our roots here in America. Another law of nature, you take care of home first. You honor your ancestors. And when you honor your ancestors, that means honor your immediate ancestors. See, when we was taking it back to Africa, that means we forgot about grandmama. Think about that. When we honor our American indigenous roots here, and our roots here pre-slavery and during slavery, now we got a grandmama. Because it was grandmama that was there for you, that provided, warm winters, listened to you, loved on you. When we're sending everything back to Africa, what about grandmama? When grandmama was here on earth with us, she nurtured us. To honor grandmama doesn't mean you disrespect Africa. But I gotta honor my grandmama because she was here first. She affected me while she was here on this earth. For those of you who lost your parents, you gotta honor mommy and daddy first. Those are your original gods. Thank God I still have my parents, both of them. But for those of you who lost a parent or two, my heart goes out to you. But you're gonna go further when you honor mommy and daddy. Their energies have much more of an effect. When you honor Uncle Wilson that passed away, Uncle Leroy that died when you were 5, Auntie Cheryl that died when you were 12. You gotta honor your ancestors. And then you honor their parents. And then their parents. That's what we're doing when we're standing up and saying we need reparations. Because we're honoring what our immediate family went through. That's why this movement is being sustained. We're being pushed by those who tilled and cultivated this land. Some of us are still live in the same house, or a family member lives in a house your mother was raised in. Or you can go back to your family, or there's somebody in your family down south that still got a house that Big Mama was raised in. When we're talking about the ancestors and we jump way back to Kemet, we skipping over Big Mama. See, people don't tell it to you in this way. You're skipping over Big Mama when you do that. Big Mama needs to be honored first. You honor Auntie Maxine first. You honor Cousin Vernon first. These are the ancestors. You honor your grandmama's grandmama because your grandmama's grandmama nurtured her on stormy nights. Your grandmama's granddaddy worked those farms, worked as a Pullman porter, or whatever he did to put food in the belly of your grandmama. And it's because of the food that your great-great-grandparents put into your great-grandparents that gave them the sustenance and the energy to make your parents. And the honor and the sacrifice that your parents put in gave your daddy enough money to impress your mama to skeet up in her and birth out your little ass. I love y'all, but shit, you know what it is? If daddy didn't have enough, if daddy impressed mama enough to skeet in her and make you. With us honoring, with us first taking the steps of getting knowledge of self, we learned about Africa and through Dr. Ben and Dr. John Henry Clark. But then we learned about America through Dr. Claude Anderson and Dr. Clyde Winters, Dr. James Imhotep, Ivan Van Sertima, those brothers at the Moorish Science Temple. And when you start to honor your American roots, you, by default, you honor grandmama. You honor your great-grand-uncle that had a part in building that shopping center around the corner that you have pride in. My Uncle Leroy helped build that. When you do that, they return the favor and honor us and push us through. This is the longest sustain that we've had. And we've really been on that reparations thing since 2016 heavy. We're in different times right now, people. We're in different times astrologically. Right now, going back to my readings, Mars is in retrograde. Oh, if anybody in here can go back to the video I did 4 weeks ago from this very porch, what did I say was going to happen with the economy when Mars goes into retrograde last week of October? I said it's going to be a bloodbath and it's going to start up top. When I read the cards when I read them cards, I think the United States is in a 3 of diamonds right now, Mars period. I said, look what happened. Zuckerberg lost over $100 million in value. Facebook has had over 10,000 layoffs. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all these motherfuckers is losing major bread. They're not talking to you niggas about this right now. The internet, these companies are going fucked up right now, losing crazy money right now. I caught this shit in my cars last month, y'all. Am I lying? Yeah, Trade A, I told you niggas. I read the cards on this situation. I said, and it's just getting started, y'all. The housing economies, my prediction for housing is spring, March-ish, for that to start crumbling. Heavy. These banks are about to fail. I wouldn't be surprised if JP Morgan Chase went under. For a couple reasons. First of all, if Lehman Brothers can go under back in 2008, All companies are on deck. Some of you may not remember, but Lehman Brothers, when they went out of business, this coming collapse, anybody can go out. And JP Morgan been doing some shiesty shit. Letting go of Kanye's accounts. JP Morgan Bank has been doing a lot of shiesty shit. They funded slavery. I could easily see them going belly up during this next economic collapse. Either that or the government gonna have to come in and bail them out. One of those two. It may not be, it may be Bank of America. But when this banking collapse comes, it's going to be one of those pillars of banking. It's going to be Bank of America, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo. It's going to be one of them companies, if not a few. But it's going to be some wealthy, established companies that's going to go belly up when this bubble bursts. And that shit coming. Don't be too caught up in the bus, all right? Because this has to happen. It's too top heavy. You can't have that much weight at the top. It's just the law of nature is going to take over. It has to correct itself. These banks that are going to bust and everything out of that you're going to get a lot of just smaller banks. That's all. You're going to have a different way of doing things, but in order to get the change that we all want, there's going to have to be violent endings to a lot of things we're comfortable with. Okay, and that's part of change. And that's coming real heavy this year. The United States, I did my reading on the United States. This is just getting started. These motherfuckers lost over $100 million in income, in worth, in a very short amount of time. Shit, that was a good hit. Woo! But the shit's hitting the fan, y'all. But at the end of the day, we just have to make sure that we're good. We're gonna be fine, all right? These things that are happening are good for the common person, me and you. This is good for us. It's gonna be rough. It's definitely gonna be some rough times. But overall, this is good for us. This needs to happen. So this is what we mean by don't get worried. Be in this world or not of it. That's what that means. See what's going on in the world. But some of the greatest things in life have come out of the worst, quote unquote, worst situations. This is a time for us to get into ourselves more. Learn yourself. Learn your personal science. Learn the spiritual, create your own spiritual practice. If your spiritual practice means reading the Bible, that's fine. If it means reading the Quran, that's fine. Whatever it takes to empower yourself and to give yourself the knowledge of self and the high self-worth that lets you know that you can conquer anything that comes before you. Whatever your spiritual path you choose that's going to help you get to that end, use it. But you cannot be using religion in the way it was used in the Piscean age. You can't be looking for leaders. There are no more leaders. Leaders don't exist. The leaders today is just niggas giving you information. It's your job to figure it out. No one's going to lead you. If you're willing to lead yourself, you'll be fine. If you're looking for a leader, you will be fucked, ... and up. Let me say it again. If you're looking for a leader, you will be fucked, ... and up. You'll be your analog ass. You're gonna be on a 56K modem while the rest of us are on high-speed internet. If you're looking for a leader, and your 56K modem gonna be losing goddamn signals. It's gonna be going ang, 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 ang. Watch. Lead yourself. That's another part of these different times that we're in. The new order. The old order is listen to TD Jakes show you the way, and give them your 10% when you're done listening, and then you can go back home and do nothing, and wait till next Sunday, and then let Creflo Dollar say something, and then you go back home and do nothing. The other part about this change that we're going through today is this change requires you to do something. Whatever change it is you want to see, your monkey ass better be that. So remember that. Whatever you see, whatever you want to be, you got to be that. Can't nobody lead you to that. You got to create that world. Spend your time creating that world. Ain't nobody gonna lead your ass. You know what I mean? Let me go back and read. I ain't looked at y'all comments in a long ass time. Y'all know I'll be going off the top of my head. Let me go back and read what y'all talking about. What I think about student loans being blocked? Good. You niggas should have known what you were signing up for anyway. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, they're gonna have to give up something. They're gonna end up, even though I'm not for student loan forgiveness, and the reason why I'm not is because the majority of people with student loans are not black. There are a lot of black people with student loans. What's the fuck ton of white people and other people with student loans too? If they get freed up from student loans, now they'll be able to buy up the rest of the houses in the hood. Because those are going to be the ones buying the houses in the hood. The minute the student loan forgiveness comes up, man, now they're going to be able to qualify for loan amounts that your black ass, even though your loans got forgiven too, you get paid $40,000 a year less with the same degree as that Asian person or that white, or $90,000 a year less than that white person that does the same thing you do. And they want a house now. They can't afford to live where white people used to live, so where are they gonna come? They'll come to your formerly black neighborhood. That student loan should go out. Nigga, whatever few houses black people are holding on to in the hood is gonna be gone. And it's gonna be purchased by people who got their goddamn student loans forgiven. Nigga, I knew what the fuck a loan was when I was 18. I got an offer to want to go to USC. I said, shit. Taking my ass to Santa Monica College, junior college, because the first 2 years of college are the same no matter where you go. Nigga, I did that. Nigga, saved my motherfucking money. So by the time I did get to Cal State Northridge to get my BA degree, nigga, I qualified for a lot of money. What else y'all talking about in here? You say Bank of One United? That's what's up. Mara Woods, I like the 5 Heartbeats? Hell yeah, I like the 5 Heartbeats. Most of that was the Dales that they were singing. Niggas, I love the Dales. You had the College of the Redwoods. Man, I'm tired, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. So my trainer, she wore my ass out, man. Shit. But I was able to get up Runyon Canyon today with no breaks and only my third workout. So I'm like, okay, I got this shit. I got this. We're going to do a Twitter Space Live on music Friday at 9 in the morning. I should push it back to 10 because my workout is on Friday at 6 in the morning. I should be back home by 9 though. What you talking about? So yeah. So again, we're living in a. I do want to put a button on this. We're living in a new world order, and the new world order is the order that we're fashioning in. The world, this current world we're living in, doesn't have a shape yet. It's being shaped. Okay. This new world we're living in does not have a shape. Those of us with the voices are the ones shaping it. And by voice, I mean those are the ones speaking, supported by those who retweet and share, supported by those who do art, and supported by those who do video editing and know how to like download and rip video off this website. Put whatever your role is, there is no little role because every role is necessary. Okay? This is a new way of thinking. It's a new way of acting. And like I said when I was talking about the whole Kanye thing, be aware. If you see a black person attacking them folks and you don't agree with how he's doing it, just sit back and allow them to do it. Like, if they're fake or true, that'll come out in the wash. We ain't gotta, but we can't be going at each other in front of them folks when one of our folks is going at one of them folks. Number two, when our folks go at our, speak for them, when our folks coon for them to us, that's what we do, call them out. And the purpose of calling them out is to let them know that they don't speak for us. Shaq, Charles, Barkley, these guys, got to make it clear that they do not speak for us. You know? So yeah. It's a new world order, new way of thinking. And that new world order starts with us. We've gotten up, we started with getting our house in order, and that's what we're doing. So we have to understand that, recognize that, and keep about the business of making our house cleaner, which by default will affect how others interact with us. Guaranteed. But it starts with the self. All right. What's up, Muhammad? What's up, Smoke Splitter? Opinion of the new mayor. Karen Bass has been elected to effectively wipe the remaining black people out of LA. She's going to support whatever policies it takes to get us out of here in totality. Well, she ain't getting me about here. I ain't leaving LA, but that's what she's going to do. When they want to screw over a group of people, they get somebody that looks like them to do it. No different with the rednecks. You know, them so-called patriots and redneck white boys, they the biggest ones that's talking about their freedom. My freedom, my freedom, my freedom. But they got President Bush to play a lovable yet stupid asshole that can relate to the common redneck. So when that Patriot Act dropped and then white folks took away all them redneck white folks' freedoms, them white folks have a whole lot to say because they were so caught up in playing a team and being following someone, they ended up getting fucked over with the legislation by the person that they put in office. That's what we have to look out for here in LA with Karen Bass. She has a trick bag waiting on us. Pay attention. But I'm about to get up out of here. Get my t-shirts, Hotepish.com, incenseandashtrays.com, lightthemood.com for your candles. Weed Smoke 22, the discount code for 40% off. And remember this, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. Salute Black Alpha, get it, girl. Salute to all y'all. I'm out.